Itong
Okay.
NFT. Ano naman tong NFT?
So, okay. So this one's a little bit easier to understand. All you have to do is ignore most of those words. So forget the N,
Oh,
forget
ay,
the
ang
F.
lalim naman yun,
Yeah.
fungible.
Yeah. So
Fund.
don't think about the N or the F. Just think
Hmm,
about the word token because
token. Okay.
most people know what a token is.
Pang
What that
carnival lang
is
ang peg natin, runaway
yeah.
token.
No, pwede. Good enough, good
Yeah.
enough. It's basically a representation of something. It's a
Mm.
symbol of something, right? So kung maglalaro ka sa video game arcade and you have a token, what that is, it's representing the money that you paid in order to play those games, no? So it's kind of the same here. What is a token in the cryptocurrency world? It is basically a digital certificate of ownership. So, when you buy a car, in the real world, when you buy a car, may
Mm.
kasamang deed of sale yan eh. May
Mm.
kasamang ORCR, all of those
Yeah.
paperworks, di ba? Yeah,
Mm.
so yung token, itong NFT na to, it is basically like that. It's a certificate of ownership that proves na ikaw yung may-ari nung whatever this thing is, right? And that is why it can be used for art, meaning that if I created a painting and I wanted to sell it to Kevin, I can make an NFT of the painting. I can create a digital certificate of ownership. And then when Kevin pays me, I don't know, 1 Bitcoin, if my
Mm.
art is worth that much, then ang ibibigay ko sa kanya, other than the art itself, I will also give him an NFT. Na yung NFT na yun proves that the ownership of the artwork is now with Kevin. It's no longer with me. He is now the rightful owner. What does that mean? What can he do with that? It means that he can now, because he has the NFT representing that artwork, he can sell that artwork to someone else. So let's say na yung 1 Bitcoin na binayad niya sa akin is too much for him and he wants to make his money back. Maybe he can sell it to someone else, no? So maybe he'll
Okay.
sell it to someone for 1.5 Bitcoin and then so kumita
Saan niya
siya ng
kukunin yung
0.5 Bitcoin.
Luis, yung certification?
So there are many websites na for art ha. For art specifically, there's many websites right now that all you have to do is upload your art and then it will create the NFT for you. Eh. Tapos pag binenta mo yung artwork na yon, automatically malilipat yung certificate from the seller, which is the artist, the creator of the work, malilipat yung token to the new buyer or the new owner of the piece.
Okay, so sinong magbibigay ng valuation?
Well, that's depending on the market. So actually, I was making a joke kanina about how my artwork would be worth 1 Bitcoin. I mean, I don't think it actually will be, but if the market values something very much, then they will pay a high price for it. So just to give you an idea, the most expensive NFT artwork ever sold was $69 million in March of this year. So that broke all the records and it's actually quite hard to break that record because it's such a large amount of money. But it tells you that artwork kasi yung value niyan, that's only determined by the market, right? It's not determined like just because the artist says, "Hey, my work is worth $69 million." It doesn't matter what the artist says. What matters is was someone willing to pay that much.
Okay, oo.
Yeah.
Okay,
And in
so
this case
kunyari,
someone was. So
so
yeah.
yung certification, halimbawa si Kevin, no? Meron
Yes.
siyang, kasi maraming, the ones we're showing now on screen, no? So NBA cards, ganyan. Ano na yan? Um, well, in a way, kasi nasa physical world siya, may value na siya somehow, di ba? Pero kung bagong-bago, like si Kevin nga, or ikaw, may painting, di ba? I'll
Yeah.
get a certification for that. So, syempre, kasama certification yung value. Is that correct?
No naman.
Hindi
So
naman.
you can create the token first and then you determine the price later. Hindi naman siya naka-lock dun sa certificate. Eh. So I guess that part hindi siya parang kotse. But in this case, so kunwari, when I was starting out in NFT art, the first NFT art I ever sold was less than $50 in value. So you just start very small and then as an artist, usually natutuwa ka na kung nakabenta ka ng a few pieces here and there,
Okay.
and that $50 is not nothing, diba? It is still money for you. So why not? Diba? Like I'd be quite happy to sell stuff like that. I mean, obviously now that I've spent a few years doing this, mas tumataas na rin yung asking price ko. But that is the same as every other artist in a traditional sense, no? Like every
Mm.
artist starts low, and then as their reputation goes up, they will charge a little bit more. Maybe every new work that they launch, they will charge a little bit
So
more.
may marketplace 'yan kung saan mo ilalagay yung
Yes.
iyong item.
There's dozens of them right now. Sobrang dami actually because it's
Okay.
becoming a very very popular way for artists who have no access to the art centers of the world, no? I mean, if I so for example, I
Hmm.
live in La Union. I don't even live
Hmm.
in Metro Manila, no? But like when I sell my work, yung mga nakakakita sa kanya, yung nakakabili sa kanya are all from overseas. I don't have access to Paris or Tokyo or New York or any of these centers of art in the world, but I'm able to still offer my work to to art patrons, and it's very democratizing because you only need to sell your work online. You don't actually have to go to the States or to Europe or somewhere
Mm.
else.
Actually si Apple the app, reached
Yeah.
out to me
Hmm.
kasi parang yung songs ba niya, ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
parang he's putting them out. He's, I don't
I think
well
so.
as I mentioned, I'm not familiar with how this works, no. And then he reached out to
Mm-mm.
me several months back. Pero parang
Mm-hmm.
gano'n na
Yeah.
kasi nga yung mga artists daw hirap to sell their pieces at the same
Yeah.
time minsan nadadaya pagdating sa value. So parang
Yes.
parang he's looking into this ano no, this
Yeah.
aspect and um he wants other Filipino artists to do the same. So parang may ganun
Yeah.
siyang
Yeah.
advocacy.
Yeah.
Merong mga basic terms tayo no on screen, collectors, gamers, investors.
Mm.
Alin ka ba dito, Kevin? Si Kevin ay investor?
Hmm,
Ano ba?
gamer and investor at the same time din po. Kasi may iba rin po akong binibili din eh. Pero for collectors, medyo hindi ko pa afford. Doon lang
Ano
tayo
ba
sa
'tong mga
napapaikot.
o sige, pa-explain natin kay Luis. Baka naman collector ka na, hindi mo lang alam.
Yeah, I mean, I think that collector saka investor, hindi ganun kalayo yung dalawa na yun eh. Kasi
Mm-mm,
lahat
it's the
naman ng
same.
collectors, eventually, they will probably resell that collectible at some point. So
Hmm.
if it's art, if it's an NBA card, if it's a basketball card, a baseball card, whatever, eventually the point of your collection naman is because you want to have something that goes up in value over time. So, if your Michael Jordan rookie card um, is now worth $1 million, I'm pretty sure that you'd start to consider, to sell it at some point if you want to make some
Yeah.
money. So collectors and investors, they're not that different, to be honest. The
So
only
para bang
difference,
ano yan,
yeah,
Luis, sorry para ba yung auction? Para if you put your
sometimes,
item in the marketplace, then
mhm,
you make
yeah.
people bid for it?
Yes, sometimes. So as an artist, you have a lot of choices. One is you can do fixed price. So you just say one Bitcoin or whatever. Or you can say, wala, I don't have a fixed price. I will put this up for auction and then everyone can bid. Tapos you put, kunwari, 1 week limit on that auction. So meaning na no matter what happens, after 1 week, magko-close yung auction and then whoever has the highest bid, mapupunta sa kanya. That's fine. That's also fine. So marami kang different ways to do this. I don't really like me personally. I don't like the auction style because it's kind of it makes me very nervous. I don't like na parang yung actually yung masakit na part doon, it's not na pag may maraming nagbebid eh. Yung masakit na part doon pag walang nagbid. so
Hmm, oo
so
nga.
um
Baka
so
mamaya
I don't
yung
like
value
it.
mo sa artwork mo, hindi
Yeah,
pala
yeah, yeah.
gano'n yung value naming lahat.
Right, right. So I don't like that. So what I usually do when I sell my art, I may fixed price na lang siya. Tapos it's just whatever, take it or leave it. Ganon, yun lang. And if
Hmm.
people buy it, then what it tells me is that okay, so tama yung ano ko. Tama yung tansya ko, right? So if it was 1 Ethereum or whatever, I correctly estimated the way that the market values my work. Sometimes you
Okay.
get it wrong, and then you can price down naman, diba? So, it really depends
Sir
on
Luis,
you.